Okay?
I'm just interposing myself between him and people he's harassing.
Well, I haven't seen the harassment yet.
I'm sorry you haven't seen it? Yes, he does.
Okay? But what I'm saying is you cannot follow him step for step. When he turns, you turn. That's stalking because he has a reasonable fear. I just videotaped it numerous times.
Okay.
He's trying to walk away, and you're prohibiting him from walking away. You're following
I'm
him.
only inserting my body between him and the people he's harassing. I am willing to take a written order to the contrary, and I will honor that.
Okay.
But as long as we're just talking, I do know what the law is. We have talked to the police before.
I just videotaped it numerous times.
Okay.
He's trying to walk away, and you're prohibiting him from walking away. You're following
I'm
him.
only inserting my body between him and the people he's harassing.
No, you shoved me multiple times.
If he wants to stay right in one place, you cannot necessarily block him like that. Okay?
That is not.
He has his own right to
Yes.
exercise freedom.
And so do I.
You do. I agree. But he's trying to walk away from you, and you are following him.
I am interposing
Okay.
myself between him and people he is harassing. I'm going to continue to do that.
Okay. Well, I would probably do some research because
I promise I already have. This is not the first time we've had to talk
if
to the
he
police.
says he does not want you to follow, and you would continue to follow,
He's
that-
welcome to leave whenever he wants to.
Okay, he also has a right to protest the way he wants to protest.
Yes, he does.
Okay? If he was following you, I would be saying the same thing to him.
Okay.
Okay? He does not want to be followed.
I believe that.
Okay?
The people here do not want to be harassed.
Okay, well, realistically, with me watching, you're creating with your friends more disturbance than he's creating.
That's a matter of opinion.
Well, you guys have the big boom box and everything else.
Because he brought that 2 weeks
No. I brought this out because you guys brought the boombox out.
Okay? So
Don't
we
lie.
have to meet somewhere in the middle. Okay? I don't
I'm
care.
willing to
I
accept
don't
any
care.
middle where he is not harassing patients attempting to go into the clinic.
Okay?
Any middle that
And
includes
like
that, I am
said-
happy to honor.
Like I said, if I catch him on the property, I am sure they will be more than inclined
Mm-hmm.
to trespass him from the property.
Okay.
If he hasn't already been trespassed from the property. But at this point, he has every right that I do, as he does, or anybody else.
Yes, sir, I understand
Okay?
that.
But we can't have you purposely taunting and following him. Okay?
I'm just interposing myself between him and people he's harassing.
Well, I haven't seen the harassment yet.
I'm sorry you haven't seen it. But
Okay.
it is happening. And I am exercising my rights to interpose
And
myself
like I
between him
said,
and people that he's
we're
harassing.
not responding to a 911 call of him blocking the alley so somebody can't drive into the parking lot or anything like that.
Yes, sir,
What
I understand that. I'm not asking you to arrest
What I
him.
stood back and watched is him walking away from you and you repeatedly following him.
Okay. There's a lot more on their cameras if you want to see.
Okay,
I'm sure they'll
well,
show
like
you.
I said, what I'm saying is that he's trying to walk away from you. He has a right to, voice his concerns
Yes,
or
he does.
beliefs or whatever, just like you do. Okay? But when you're repeatedly following him, that could orchestrate stalking.
I don't think that's the case.
Okay. Well, read RCW stalking.
Okay.
Okay? That's what I'm quoting. Okay?
Okay.
Because you're causing alarm to him, clearly because he's voicing that to you. Quit following me. I heard that 5 or 6 times. Okay?
Okay.
So what's the difference between me following a woman out of a bar and her telling me quit following?
She's not on a megaphone telling people going into the Planned Parenthood they're going to hell. She's not in the middle of a First Amendment protected protest where I am also entitled to counter protest.
You can,
And that's what I'm doing.
but you cannot follow
You're
him.
stalking me, yeah.
I don't believe that's the case.
Okay, well, here's the deal. I will actually
I am perfectly happy to take a written order.
I'm not. Yeah, there's no written orders. I'm just saying that you are following him when he does not want to be followed.
He is free to leave at any time. I will not follow him away. The only reason I even have to be here today is to stand between that megaphone and people going into Planned Parenthood. And I am going to continue doing that.
Okay, I would read RCW 9A 46110.
Hang on, I'll write that down.
Okay.
You said 9A46110.
Yep, a person commits the crime of stalking if without lawful authority and under circumstances not amounting to a felony attempt of another crime, he or she intentionally and repeatedly harasses and or repeatedly follows another person.
And those terms are defined elsewhere in the statute?
It doesn't need any. You're repeatedly following him. You're repeatedly following him.
And he's repeatedly advancing on me, and that negates any following.
I watch to see who turned first, and he turned first, and you followed.
Okay.
Okay? So what I'm saying is you cannot do that. Okay? I am trying to be nice to you and explain things. I told you where you could do your own research.
I do appreciate it, but
that is
I know that I'm not
stalking.
breaking the law. Like, this has been covered before.
Okay, I just
I'm not
read
stopping
the
him
law,
from leaving.
word for word.
I'm not stopping him from using the sidewalk. I'm standing between him and people that he is using a megaphone on.
Okay, the
I'm
person
allowed to do that.
being harassed or followed is placed in fear that the stalker intends to injure the person.
That's not a reasonable expectation.
He voiced that also.
A reasonable person would not believe that.
Another person or property of the person or of another person. The feeling must be one that a reasonable person in the same situation would experience under all of the circumstances.
Okay.
Okay? I guarantee I can line up 100 people, and if poll them and said 50 of them would say that they do not want this happening.
Okay.
Okay? If they're on, let's call it the red side, the blue side, I can find 50 people that would say that, okay?
Okay.
So I see where you're coming from, and I see where he's coming from. You both have legal rights.
Yes.
Okay?
I would agree
but
with that.
what I'm saying is you cannot stalk him.
I'm not
and you're
stalking
stalking him. You are, sir.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Well, like I said, if he calls 911 after this fact and you're doing the same thing, it is stalking, and you possibly could be arrested.
Okay. Am I going to be arrested? Have you witnessed a crime or probable cause?
I just watched you stalk him. He repeatedly walked back and forth, and you followed him step for step. He has told you to stop.
Now I'm telling between him and the clinic where he's harassing people.
I'm telling you to stop. Okay?
Okay.
I've told you that if he goes on the clinic property, I will trespass him if the clinic wants that.
Okay.
Okay?
But what does that have to do with this?
I'm telling you that if the clinic, I understand the clinic does not want him here. But I'm telling you, if he goes on the property of the clinic and the clinic wants him trespass, I will trespass him.
Okay.
But what I am saying is he has a legal right.
Yes,
just
he
like
does.
you do.
Yes, he does.
Okay? But what I'm saying is you cannot follow him step for step. When he turns, you turn. That's stalking because he has a reasonable fear.
I don't believe that's the case, and also
Okay,
I'm
well,
not
here's the
following
deal.
him. I'm following a point between him and the people he's harassing to insert myself between them.
Again, I'm not here to argue. I'm just here to read the law to you.
Okay.
Okay? Hopefully you understand.
Okay.
I do
understand the point you're making. I
Okay,
also
I would
know
say
that that's
if
not
you
what
go
that
and
law
call,
means.
if you go and call some defense attorneys, I would probably say that they would probably give you some advice that says, well, yeah, that's pretty gray.
Okay, I will keep that in mind, and I
Okay.
may consult one.
But again, okay, if he calls 911 and says that you are stalking him, we probably will have no choice but to make an arrest.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to stand between him and people that he's yelling at. Like, that's my right to do. And
Okay. If, again,
I understand you've got a job to do, and I do know what my rights are. I'm not trying to make an issue for anyone. I'm trying to reduce the number of issues that are going on between him and people who are just trying to go see the doctor.
I 100% agree with you, sir.
That's great, but like I am exercising a protected right to do so. And while you are right, if you were doing what I was doing in the capacity of an employee of the city or the state, that would be a violation of his First Amendment rights, because the First Amendment protects you from government interference. It doesn't protect you from the consequences of being an asshole. It doesn't protect you from other citizens being mean to you. That's not what that means.
Okay, sir, I just read the revised Code of Washington.
I am aware.
Stalking ordinance.
I believe you, and it uses terms that are defined elsewhere in the statute, and what I have done does not rise to the level of harassment.
I didn't say that. It does stalking.
Okay, but stalking
Again,
says right
here.
in it that repeatedly harass. That's
You're
what,
repeatedly. He's making numerous turns, and you are
but
turning.
that does not rise to the level of harassment.
It does.
It does
It
not.
does. It does. It does. 100%.
You're never gonna